Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us today. We are really excited about the opportunity to reach out directly to Syntonic shareholders. My name is Gary Greenbaum, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Syntonic.
And I'm Rahul Agarwal. I'm the CTO and co-founder for Syntonic.
For those who aren't familiar with Syntonic, we are a Seattle-based company. We started roughly 3.5 years ago. And it is our vision to transform how consumers and businesses access applications and content across the mobile internet. As you know, back in July 20th, we became a listed company on the Australian Securities Exchange. This was a huge milestone for us, allowing us the opportunity to globally expand and capture the pipeline of opportunities. For the investors that have been with us throughout this whole reverse takeover process, we appreciate your patience. For our new investors, welcome on board. The format of this will be me and Rahul will provide some high-level understanding of the Syntonic business and opportunity for the next 20 to 30 minutes, and then we'll open it up for Q&A. We have received quite a few questions on the investor relations alias, and we are in process of getting a lot of live questions. Our goal is to answer as many as we can, and we do apologize if there are a few that unfortunately will run out of time, but do reach out directly and we'll answer appropriately. So let's get started. So just as a recap, as I mentioned, we started Syntonic roughly 3.5 years ago, and we had this realization that the concept of the data plan was actually holding back business innovation and preventing sort of the full business opportunity of the mobile internet from being realized. At the end of the day, what people value is not bits and bytes, but content on today's smartphones. And so we embarked on really trying to change the whole access model in a rather transformative way from the bits and bytes that people buy in data plans to a model where it's all about connected content and connected applications. We put together, I think, a best-in-breed executive team. A little bit about myself. I've been in the mobile industry for pretty much 15 or so years, having been an executive at Microsoft, Hutchinson, and Hutchinson-Whampoa. Prior to that, I cut my teeth as an engineer at Real Networks, where I developed Real Video. For those that remember that was sort of the first global streaming video codec back in the late 90s.
As for myself, I met Gary back in Real, where I was the main architect and developer and director of engineering for the Helix Media platform, the first of its kind, multimedia platform that served almost 1 billion devices. I love architecting and large-scale systems and solve really critical problems, and that's really what got me excited about Syntonic.
We teamed up with Ben Rolfholtz, our Chief Marketing Officer, a couple years back. He's been heavily involved in the gaming space. Most recently, he was the head of marketing for PopCap Games, where he was responsible for the blockbuster releases of Bejeweled and Plants vs. Zombies and other kind of world-class games that have been deployed. We each come, I think, with a pretty diverse set of backgrounds and expertise, but we all share a common background of launching industry transformative products and commercializing those. Also want to point out, I think we have a world-class team of advisors, really that span every component of our business operations, whether it's the telecom expertise, content acquisition expertise, B2B enterprise sales expertise. And in terms of the board of directors, it is me and Rahul, and Ian Middlemiss and Mark Pierce from Pacific War, the shell that we were involved with the reverse takeover, have graciously agreed to stay on board until we have found appropriate board members to replace them. Me and Rahul are very actively engaged right now in interviews to make sure we have the absolute best candidates to help run this company and move it forward. So just in terms of some of the economics, as I mentioned, we became a public company back on July 20th. Our stock symbol is SYT. We currently have just a shade over 2 billion shares outstanding. There are an additional 500 million performance shares on issuance. The share price as of yesterday, when I checked, was 0.029 cents with a market capitalization of close to $60 million Australian. Me and Rahul remain as the two biggest shareholders, and obviously have the biggest stake and desire to make sure that this is successful for all of our investors. So we developed two different products, one called Freeway by Syntonic, where the focus is about enabling consumers with sponsored data, a new means of accessing content over the mobile internet. We also have a product for businesses called Syntonic Data Flex, and there the focus is about mobile split billing to help companies more efficiently deploy BYOD programs, that's bring your own device programs for their employees. Interestingly enough, these two products use a common substrate of technology called our Connected Services Platform, and you'll see as we walk through it, there's a lot of commonalities between the products despite the fact that they serve two different audiences, have slightly different business models and go-to-market strategies behind them. So the first product I want to just spend a minute or two talking about is our Freeway by Syntonic product. It really is the freeway now for consumers to get access to mobile content that they value. But more importantly, the way to think about it from a value proposition, it is the new model for mobile advertising. It's a new model for sponsors to increase brand awareness, to grow new users, to engage longer with users, and ultimately to monetize users. And when you think about it in this construct, it's easy to think about the whole addressable market, value proposition. The whole mobile advertising market is estimated to be about $200 million by 2019. And there are some estimates here by Cineverse that just the sponsored data component alone is worth $23 billion. Excuse me, I said mobile advertising all up is $200 billion with a B, not million.